Alright guys, so I got a replacement battery for this Die Hard on my Cadillac. It's the third one in 3 years because I have a parasitic drain. I'm getting tired of the drain, and Advanced Auto told me that they're tired of it too, so they won't replace it again under warranty, being it's the third time in 3 years. So what I did some research, and I've tried to get rid of my parasitic drain to no avail. Still got to spend some more time on that. But I found one of these solutions, which if you're not familiar with is a battery disconnect switch. And essentially what this does is put a barrier between your negative terminal cable and the negative terminal itself on the battery. And you can use this knob to essentially turn off the connection between the car and the battery while the car is not in use. Now, obviously some people don't want to lose their stereo settings, other items, etc. But for me, I don't drive the car, every week, so it's usually a few times a month. So I don't mind resetting it. And if you have an issue like mine, the parasitic drain, this is supposed to help. So essentially what I'm going to do is, this came with, there's a few different variations of this. And some of them just come with this piece, which is the actual switch, and this connection. And there are a few variants that actually come with an extra long bolt that goes into the negative terminal. So I tried this one. I ordered this just in case that was my situation, but it looks like this one actually is too long, and I'll show you that. So there's some slack when I use this one. For this one, it's perfect. I can tighten it pretty nice and snug. And the way this works is, so you swap, the bolt comes in this end when you get it. You're actually going to take it out of this end and swap it over here, and this is the end that goes directly to the battery. This end becomes the connection to your cable, and I tested that. It looks like it should tighten well. We'll check it out when we get there, but I'll come back and show you guys what this looks like when it's connected to the negative terminal for now. Alright, so we're back, and you can see I've switched the bolt from this side over to the flat side. So this side has a little circle there, protrusion. The other side does not, it's flat. And I'm taking a 14 millimeter wrench to tighten it. And they suggest that it stays sort of parallel to the top of the battery. But I've seen people install it that way. I haven't seen anyone install it all the way down there. I guess it really just depends on your cable reach, but I'm going to aim for parallel. And you can see it's just there's a little slack there, but it gets pretty tight already because it's the shorter bolt. And once that's done, I'll take it over to the car, and we'll try and tighten up the cable onto this side. Alright guys, so here's what it looks like when it's parallel. You can see it's not going anywhere, but when I started doing this, the short screw kept slipping out. So what I noticed is that there's the circular, and this one takes a 15 millimeter, the longer screw. So there's a circular, essentially this circular ring is also on the back end of this here. So there's a gap that if you don't have washers, it doesn't make a tight fit. So I had to put 2 washers in between it. So if you look on the long one, using the long one, if you screw this all the way in, there's still play. That's obviously not going to work. So, got to improvise. I had these, luckily I had these 2 washers. These are the biggest ones I had. And we're going to take the same end. Just those 2 little washers make a difference. Screw it down in here. And you can already see there's some tightness. And if you take your 15 millimeter, you can, yeah, it's not going anywhere now. I'm trying to push it up to make it parallel, and that's, can't even do that. So it looks like the long bolt had to be used anyway. So I'm going to straighten this out and then take it over to the car. Alright guys, so this is what it looks like after it's all connected. A lot of stuff going on here. So you can see this is the negative terminal. Really tight right now. I have it on. And here's my lead, my terminal lead, and you can see it's snug. Pretty snug. That's as tight as I could get it. And so this one was a pain. I had to like loosen this first, angle this up so I could get my ratchet there. And that seemed to work. But I might have to get a longer bolt for this. To replace that, because I'm a little bit concerned that that might pop out. And then on this side of my amp, this is some kind of accessory the previous owner hooked up. This is an extender, pole extender for the positive that was existing. I'm guessing my parasitic drain is related to, I think, this connection, which I think is like their horn that they put in, and some lights. I need to disconnect that eventually. So right now this is tight, right? So if you see here, it's tight. If I open the door, got lights. If I go back, okay, right now it's tight. So if I would turn it to my left, the way that I'm looking at it now if I loosen it, and I heard a click go off, so you don't want to loosen it too much, otherwise your knob falls all the way off. But if you loosen it and open the door, no lights. So that in itself should eliminate the parasitic drain and keep my battery charged as of the last time I used it. So if the alternator is doing its job, it should just pick up right where I left off on my battery and be good to go. I don't have to worry about trying to charge it up and it falsifying and all that good stuff. I don't know if I used the right term there, but that's it. That's what it looks like. It's a simple twist of the knob once you got it installed, making sure everything's secure, and you're good.